Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital spoilers Thursday, October 3. Marshall's exit route, Sam turns a corner, Brad and Portia face off. General Hospital, GH, spoilers for Thursday, October 3, reveal that some great dramas ahead on the ABC soap, but let's discuss a programming note first. GA will be preempted for Major League Baseball playoff coverage on Tuesday, October 1, and that'll be followed by another preemption on Wednesday, October 2. The show's next new episode is currently set to air on Thursday, October 3, but it's possible there'll be a third preemption if there's a wild card game later in the week. We'll be sure to keep you in the loop, so stick with us for updates on any other scheduling news. As for what's happening on Thursday's episode, Curtis Ashford, Donald Turner will confront Marshall Ashford, Robert Gossett, about his amazing job offer. Curtis just found out that Marshall's been asked to tour with Wynton Marsalis, so he's wondering why his dad never said anything about it. Marshall will presumably tell Curtis that he doesn't plan on taking it, so Curtis will assume it's because of him. Perhaps Marshall will admit he's missed out on too much time with Curtis already and suggest it's better if he skips this tour. Since Curtis is going to be busy with Aurora, Marshall may also feel like he should stick around and help out with the Savoy. However, Curtis won't want Marshall to pass up a chance like this, so he'll urge his dad to go since he might regret it if he doesn't. This certainly seems like it could be an exit route for Marshall and take him off-screen for a while. Next, Sam McCall, Kelly Monaco, will have an honest conversation with someone in hope for peace. Whether the conversation is with Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vaganos, Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, or someone else, Dan Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, will check in with Sam and wonder if a corner has been turned. At the gallery, Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ali will open up to Ava Jerome, Maura West, who'll like the sound of whatever she hears. Once Trina talks about returning to PCU and getting her life back on track, Ava will be happy for her. At GH, Brad Cooper, Perry Shen will lash out when Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, puts him through a grilling session. Portia obviously isn't pleased over him getting another job at the hospital, but Brad won't see why she cares if he works there or not. While Portia and Brad face off, Elizabeth Baldwin, Rebecca Herbst, will warn Lucky Spencer, Jonathan Jackson, that his relationship with Aiden Weber, Colin Cassidy, is fragile. Aiden still loves his dad, but he can't take any more disappointment in his life. Lucky will assure Liz that he won't make Aiden any promises that he can't keep. That said, Lucky is starting to see that running away from Port Charles wasn't the best idea, so he may hope he can make things right with Aiden. At Pentonville, Molly will urge Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Gran, to stop focusing so much on protecting Christina Corinthos Davis, Kate Mancy, and worry about protecting herself. Rick Lansing, Rick Hurst, will also pay Heather Weber, Allie Mills, a visit so she'll get riled up and refuse to go down without a fight. Since the lab results don't make sense, Heather will count on Rick to dig for answers. Elizabeth pushed Rick to have more tests done since the GH results didn't match up with the other outside lab, so he should move forward with that plan. Of course, Rick will also have to think about why the GH results were so off, and Ava will eventually suggest it was because someone altered them. Ava may also point out that Portia had the most motive and was in the prime position to make changes in hopes of keeping Heather behind bars. General Hospital spoilers say Rick will have a lot to mull over, so we'll bring you more predictions on his next move. Thursday, October 3, promises to be a jam-packed day of action and emotional revelations on General Hospital, as Port Charles residents face difficult choices and confront long-buried tensions. Secrets, drama, and fresh starts intertwined to create an explosive set of confrontations and heartfelt moments that will leave viewers hanging on the edge of their seats. Marshall's emotional goodbye. His exit route is revealed. The episode kicks off with a highly anticipated development surrounding Marshall Ashford's future in Port Charles. For months, fans have been speculating whether he would leave town for good or stay to continue mending his strained relationship with his son, Curtis Ashford. However, Thursday's episode brings some clarity as Marshall reaches a pivotal crossroads. Marshall has spent months grappling with his past mistakes, including hiding his schizophrenia diagnosis from his family for decades. Now, after long conversations with Curtis, and even some counsel from Portia Robinson, Marshall realizes that his presence in Port Charles may be causing more harm than good. He's been harboring feelings of guilt, believing that his decision to leave years ago led to the fractured family dynamics they are still struggling to heal from. In a poignant scene at the Savoy, Marshall confesses to Curtis that he's been considering an exit for a while. "I think it's time I make things easier for you," he tells his son. Curtis, caught off guard, listens intently as Marshall explains that he feels Curtis needs space to rebuild his life, and that his presence has only complicated matters. Despite Curtis' protests, it's clear that Marshall's mind is made up. In a tender father-son moment, Marshall asks for forgiveness, but also gives Curtis the strength to continue without him. Curtis, fighting back tears, tells his father, "I don't need you to leave to prove you love me." However, Marshall assures Curtis that he's ready to move on and rebuild his own life away from the constant reminders of his past mistakes. As Marshall prepares to leave Port Charles, there's a bittersweet feeling in the air. He's found a potential opportunity in Chicago, where he's been offered a position that could allow him to focus on music therapy, something that's always brought him peace. In true Marshall fashion, he leaves with a final saxophone solo that resonates through the halls of the Savoy, a symbol of healing and new beginnings. Sam turns a corner, a bold decision for her future. While Marshall contemplates his exit, Sam McCall finds herself turning an unexpected corner. After months of emotional turmoil between Jason Morgan's disappearance, Drew Kane's return, and her complicated relationship with Dante Falconeri, Sam's been feeling adrift. She struggled to reconcile her past with her future, but Thursday's episode will see her finally making a bold decision that could change everything. At Charlie's pub, Sam sits down for a heart-to-heart with Dante. The couple has been through their fair share of ups and downs, and the uncertainty of their future has weighed heavily on both of them. Dante expresses his concern about Sam's hesitance to fully commit to their relationship, pointing out that it's been a source of tension between them. "You've been holding back, Sam. We both know it," he says. Sam, clearly conflicted, admits that she's been scared to move forward because of the weight of her past. Jason's memory still lingers in every corner of her life, making it hard for her to fully embrace the future with Dante. However, after a long conversation, Sam has an epiphany. "It's time to let go," she tells Dante. "I've been living in limbo for too long, and I can't do it anymore. I choose you." This moment represents a turning point for Sam. She's ready to move forward, and by the end of the episode, she takes a concrete step in that direction. Sam begins making plans to sell her penthouse, a place filled with memories of Jason, signaling her intention to start fresh. Dante, visibly relieved, embraces Sam, both of them hopeful for the future they can now build together. Brad and Portia's explosive face-off. Meanwhile, tensions between Brad Cooper and Portia Robinson reach a boiling point as unresolved issues between them come crashing to the surface. Ever since Brad returned to Port Charles and started working at General Hospital again, Portia's been on edge. She's never forgiven Brad for his role in the baby swap that tore apart so many lives, including that of her good friend, Elizabeth Weber. In a tense confrontation at the hospital, Portia finally lets Brad know exactly how she feels. She confronts him in the corridors, her voice laced with anger and frustration. "You think you can just waltz back into this hospital like nothing happened?" Portia demands, her eyes flashing with intensity. "You don't get to run away from your mistakes, Brad. Not after everything you did." Brad, initially defensive, tries to explain that he's changed and that he's been working hard to rebuild his life. But Portia's not having it. She accuses him of being selfish and reckless, reminding him of the pain he caused not only to the Corinthos family, but to everyone involved. "You might think you've paid your dues, but some wounds never heal," she says coldly. The argument escalates, with Brad insisting that he's not the same person he was before, and that he deserves a second chance. "People can change, Portia. I've changed," he shouts, his voice filled with desperation. But Portia remains unconvinced. "Some people don't get the luxury of redemption," she retorts before storming off, leaving Brad shaken and questioning whether he'll ever truly escape the shadow of his past mistakes. Final teases: the storm ahead. As the episode comes to a close, fans are left with several tantalizing teases. Marshall's departure signals the end of one chapter, but also raises questions about Curtis' next steps. Sam's decision to fully commit to Dante suggests a fresh start, but can she truly leave her past behind? And Brad's confrontation with Portia hints that the tension between them is far from over, especially with secrets still lurking in the shadows. Thursday, October 3, sets the stage for even more drama to unfold in the coming days. Port Charles is a place where history never stays buried for long, and as these characters move forward, they'll find that the past has a way of catching up when they least expect it.